I want to invite you to Kingdom Global Ministries World Connect. This is our biannual conference. It'll be coming up October 24 to 26 in Orlando, Florida. This is an event that you cannot afford to miss. It's going to be transformational. It's going to be inspirational. We're going to have people there from all over the globe, over 40 nations represented. And all the things that God is going to do are beyond your imagination, and the praise and the worship and everything else.
And what makes this really, really special is we are celebrating Larry's 50 years in ministry. And should I tell them?
Sure, go ahead.
His 70th birthday.
I was hoping you would get it mixed up and say my 50th birthday.
No, 70th birthday, 50 years in ministry, and we will conclude this conference with a formal gala of celebration.
Wow. I can hardly
Register
wait.
now.
You got to register now, absolutely now. They're going to be coming in from all over the globe. Don't miss it.
When my wife and I first got married 11 years ago, I took a church ministry job in California, and I was in this church for just about a year. And some things were being revealed to us that it was time for us to move on. And as a part of that process, we had some meetings with the pastor and the leadership team. And a part of those meetings, they really started picking at my wife, and they started really just saying derogatory things about her and to her. And in the process, she got up and walked out. And I made a very poor choice of not protecting her during that time. I remained silent. And in my silence, pretty much agreed with what they were saying about my wife. And that put a huge damper on our marriage. It really was a difficult time to work through that, because I had lost the trust of my wife, because I didn't honor her and protect her and love her the way I was supposed to as a husband. Through the years, I've learned what that truly means to love my wife as Christ loves the church. And through the past few years, we've found that place where she's forgiven me, and I'm really learning what it means to become the husband that God's called me to be. Years ago, I used to paint, and as I would paint, I'd try to be creative on my own, and I realized I really wasn't very good at it. And so I went out and got a book by a guy named Bob Ross, the big fro dude, and he kind of taught me how to paint. And so I followed his directions, and I followed how he taught to paint. And I started painting these beautiful creations based on just following the directions. And I think that's what it took for me to learn how to treat and honor and respect and love my wife, was opening the Word of God and seeing what God has called me to do and what God's called me to be as a husband. And so I'm learning to apply those, and I've made the choice to apply those to my life. A while back, my wife said, Chris, you've got a real gift of encouragement, but I don't really feel like you're encouraging me. And I really had to do some soul searching on that area, because I realized that it was a result of my inadequacies and my defensiveness that I didn't want to give my wife praise. I didn't want to make her, as Ephesians 5 says, glorious. I didn't want to make her radiant, because I felt like I had to have a wall between us that I created. And so I really repented of that. And over the last little while, I've learned that as Christ wants to make me His greatest expression on earth, I want to make my wife my greatest expression on earth. I want to make her glorious. I want to magnify her. I want to honor her, respect her, and really show the world what a beautiful woman that she is. And so as I'm doing this, I'm realizing that, wow, as I'm honoring her and respecting her, she has come to me and said, Chris, I want to honor you back. And so what I realized was, instead of pointing the finger at my wife and saying, you're the problem, what I had to realize was I was the problem. And once I decided to change, submit my life to Christ, and really become the man and the husband that He's called me to be, my wife naturally wanted to submit to that. And so I'm here to say my wife is the better 3/4 of me. And it's my duty and it's my privilege to honor and to respect her and to love her as Christ loves the church.